Hey, welcome everyone in this new video live development tutorial about Unreal 4 and building an auto chess game. So in this video we're going to build a debugging function because I actually wanted to clean up all the different stuff we had which was kinda crappy, like the delays and the print string and all the debugging things. But for us to develop the project on the long term, we actually need to keep these strings and all these debugging methods, and so we're going to build some kind of logic which allows us to keep that while not displaying them when we don't need them. So we're going to head over the blueprint folder, utilities folder, utils. So we have nothing there. I guess we created something and we removed it. So we want a new blueprint function library, which is going to be BPF utils. We're going to call that. Let's open that up. The first function is going to be get debug visibility. This is a name we might be typing often, so we might want to change that name. Show debug, we're going to call that, and we're going to make another function which is going to be print debug, like this. Keywords to bring this are going to be debug, and keywords to bring show debug are going to be debug as well, like that. Show debug, so we want to go back to our content browser, create a new enum which is going to be debug category, like this. We're going to open that up and create a bunch of categories. First one is going to be none, second one is going to be current feature. So this is going to be always on. We always want to debug the current feature we are developing. So we actually want to, I wonder what if, yeah, we're going to print that, and we're going to have like controller, like unit AI maybe. And what else do we have? We are going to have network and game system, and this is going to be it for now, I think. So we're going to head over our utils, show debug. This is going to return a boolean, and it's not the correct term, so it's not the correct name for that function. We're going to call that should show debug, not should, but should show debug, like that. And what is it going to do? It's going to select based on an enumerator, the new enumerator we called debug category, literal enum category. We're going to plug that in here and plug that here in category. This is going to be called like this. And we never want to print none. We want to always print current feature. And for now we're just going to say everything is not selected. We only want to display current feature. And print debug is going to ask if we should show debug. It's going to get its context object, so this is the actor or the object responsible for casting that function. So when we print if we should show it, we're going to print string once again with the context object, and it's going to get the string as parameter in string, like this. Maybe we're going to expose the duration, I'm not sure. For now we're not. We're just going to make it so all prints lasts for like 3 seconds. We're going to create a new function named get color per debug category, which is going to return a linear color. And we're going to copy the same logic we built here, but we're going to select that. This is not going to be new param, it's going to be return value. Like this, we want to check that. We want to plug that in here and call that in category. So if it's never going to be print, so we don't need to care about this. We can let it like, we don't care about this. The current feature is going to be the usual teal. Controller is going to be green. Unit AI is going to be purple, like the behavior trees. The network is going to be like blue. And the game system are going to be like yellowish, orange, for instance. And in here we're going to get the color we want, get color per debug category. We want the world context as well, like this. And we can do the same thing for the duration, but we won't be doing this in that video. If you want to do it, just do it. So whenever we want to change the what do we debug, we can open up our utils library and check these and check these. We could make that a variable, but we actually can't. We only have local variables in a utils folder. So we're just going to go to our game instance and we're going to debug. Oh, we have some stuff that gets the priority over our print debug, and I think we don't want that. If I type in print, it brings print string, but what if I make it so our print debug is actually bring up the keyword is actually print. If we hit compile, save and go back there, can we print? Yeah, it's going to first, so we're going to print debug like this. We're going to call that find game success. In category, it's going to be network, and we're also going to use this in here, finding fail, find game failed, find game success, like this. And we're going to use this in here as well, join game failed, and it's actually a success here. We don't want to put that. Success. So that's pretty much what we had to modify in here. And we just want to check if it's printing. So yeah, we need to go to our out game menu if we want to check. So we no longer have prints there. We have no prints whatsoever. And if we go back to utils, check network and hit play. Oh, do we have print when we host? If not, oh, we don't have any prints, and I wonder why. So it should show debug. Do we show debug network? Yes, we do. So this should be working, except if the color does not work. That's quite strange that it's not working. So we're just going to open up our game instance once again. We're going to use a regular print string to debug our debugging method. So when we create a game, we're going to have a print string as well, which says create game success, and we're going to add our print there. So this is using the network category. This is using the network category, so this should return true. And we indeed pass our string as parameter. So we have a print, but we do not have that. So where is it failing to cast? I think that won't be printing, I think. Yeah, it's not being printed. Is it even being called? Maybe the game instance cannot call that. I'm not sure. Oh yeah, it's being called, So it's returning false, and I wonder why. If we go here and print the category we are looking for, it's printing. We are looking for a network, and network is checked, so I wonder why it's not working. So it says false. So this is a bug from the engine, I guess. If we just restart the project, maybe we won't have that bug anymore. Or maybe I'm missing something and you've seen it, but I'm not sure. I don't think so. So we have our pretty loading screen now, hehe. If we go back to our out game menu, it's still not printing, so it wasn't a bug. Well, we want to restore the stuff we had open, because we have a bunch of things to fix in these blueprints. So it's not an engine bug. So where did I do wrong? We're going to make that a local variable of print categories. We're going to make that a map of debug category. We're going to brain the engine there like this, and we're going to add a bunch of things: current feeders, controller, unit AI, network, game system. And we want to find, we actually want to find in that variable, and we're going to return the value like this. If we hit compile, so we want to debug current feature and network. It returns false once more, but we actually store that into so we want to print that and this. So server network true, but it doesn't print, but it returns the proper value now. It says it's true. So it should be printing actually. Server hello, but we do not have our string. So that's the color which is not working. Oh yeah, it's going to be the same bug. Yeah. It's the same bug we have in here. We have it in here. So we're going to open up this and create the same thing. Category colors. And how did we call it? Print categories. We're going to call that color categories. And it's going to be a map of linear colors. And we're going to find it in that map, the category we are looking for, and we're going to return the value. And we're going to add our categories: unit AI, network, game system. So the current feature is like going to be white, the controller is like going to be green, the unit AI are going to be purple. Yep, like this. The network is going to be blue. I want a bright blue, yeah. And the game system are going to be yellowish, like we said earlier. Like this. And now it doesn't use the color because we forgot to plug that get color per debug category, like this. So it changes the colors. join game success. So it works, so we are happy with this. Should show debug. So we have a bunch of other things to put down in use to remove print string to use the print debug. So we're going to go ahead and do that. So where do we have print strings? We're going to check out print string. We have one on the battlefield, which says the winner, who's the winner. The print, we want to print debug. This is going to be the game system, and we're going to plug that in here. We're going to copy that, go back to our find all blueprints. So I press Ctrl Shift F to bring that in the units. We don't want to print the material at all anymore. We're going to minimize the engine print strings. So in our origin function, we don't want to modify them. So everything not related to our project, we don't care. So we've went at all of our print strings. So we're good with this. I just wanted to add one more in our BP controller, because when we are in game, we have all the ray trace and stuff like this, and we don't want that. I don't want these anymore. So in our BP player controller, in-game controller, I think we have some kind of find focus square. In here we have a draw debug type. We're going to get debug should show debug. We're going to select this draw debug type. If we should show the controller debug, we're going to show this for one frame, else we're not going to. And I think we have other draw debug type, draw debug arrow. So we are only going to draw it if we should be debugging the controller, like this. So we no longer have them, but we still have one on the square we are focusing. And I wonder, I think it's on the draw debug points. In here we want to say, do we debug the controller? I guess we could be building functions to do this, but for now we're just going to keep it that way. So we no longer have all the debugging stuff related to our controller, but if someday we have some bugs in our controller, we can go to our should show debug, select our print category function and check controller, and we're going to have the debugging errors. So we don't want network or controller to be debugged. We want to save and close this, and we are fine with our debugging method for now. We might be expanding it if we need it, but for now we're just going to call that good. And I think it's going to wrap up the video. So hope you guys enjoyed it, and hope to see you in the next one. Bye bye.